People often think that the more choices they have, the more happier they'll be. And in today's world, we're swamped with endless choices. Looking for love? Just a quick swipe on a dating app opens a galaxy of potential partners. In search for entertainment, streaming services like Netflix provide an endless scroll of movies and shows. This incredible array of options was supposed to elevate our lives, making every experience richer and more fulfilling. But the reality we're living, starkly different, isn't it? Instead of feeling liberated by these choices, we often feel trapped. And what used to be just a super simple decision has transformed into being more difficult than deciding between Kelly and Justin in American Idol. And it turns out that the abundance of decisions actually makes you more unhappy because you are just constantly second guessing yourself. Harvard Medical School found that fewer choices promotes happiness because the more options you have, the more opportunities you have for regret. In 2000, psychologists from Columbia and Stanford University published a study experimenting with jam sales. They set up two stalls, one offering 24 types of jam, the other just 6. The large selection drew more interest, but guess what? People were buying significantly more jam at the stall with fewer items. And this phenomenon has a name in psychology. It's choice overload. It refers to that mental block that occurs when too many options flood our decision-making capacity. Suddenly, you're agonizing over each choice. Breaking free from the cycle took a deep introspection and a true desire to understand what I truly wanted. I found 3 strategies that really work for me when it comes to my decision-making. The first strategy being embracing less is more. Think about your wardrobe. How many mornings have you stood in front of it, overwhelmed by choices, yet feeling like you have nothing to wear? The solution? Simplify. Think about it. Having just the perfect number of outfits means you wake up, get dressed effortlessly, and you just freed up some time to play Need for Speed before having to play it in real life trying to get to work on time. My work attire is as streamlined as it gets. I have 5 pairs of pants and polo shirts that I'm able to wear interchangeably throughout the week. I've even started wearing the same brand socks and boxer briefs. This is just one tiny example on a list of other things that I do, but it's just one less thing that I have to think about. The more things you simplify that shouldn't be big decisions make you so much happier. I haven't denied things that I love, but I'm just deliberately making choices to double up on things that I know that I'm going to like already. Second strategy has been aligning my decisions with my core values. Let's say you're considering a job offer. The job pays well, but the hours are long, and you value your family time and not having to sit 2 hours in a commute on the 405 every day. So your compass is pointing north, the job is pointing south. And when you align those decisions, it's pretty obvious that you're not getting on the freeway. You're holding out for something else that might pay less, but it allows you that time to spend with your family. And this isn't always easy. Ironically, sometimes you don't have a choice. But when you have the ability to, if you just pause and think to yourself, does this decision align with my values? You often come to the appropriate choice. You might not want to make that decision, but your gut tells you that that's the one you should take. And obviously this approach is great for big choices, but works for little choices too. If your values are to eat healthy, if that's something you really want to do, then you will prioritize getting healthier food when you go grocery shopping. My third strategy is seeking out diverse perspectives. There's been times where I've just been forced to make very big decisions, like where to move or my career or things like that. And just having a group of people that all have different viewpoints that I could reach out to that'll help me guide me in the best direction and to think different ways has been so helpful. So you're asking your friend about advice on buying a new car, but she is very environmentally conscious, so she's going to tend to push you in the direction of getting an EV. But then your friend rolls up in a lifted Ford F-150 and says, nah, you forget the EV, you gotta get one of these. At this point, those two friends are probably fighting each other, and the guy in the Ford's probably going to jail. But in between, they're both giving good points. You might see how having an EV could be better for your long term, but may not necessarily be the best for right now. And these different perspectives will just add more dimension to your decision-making process. And embracing viewpoints just with little things as well, like maybe what you should do this weekend. You're thinking the woods, but your partner's thinking the beach, and your kids are thinking theme parks. Having these different viewpoints will help you narrow down what's best for you. Each perspective adds a new layer to the decision. Once you finally choose, it's more well-rounded and more thought out. It's about quickly identifying the no's and eliminating them and coming to the best decision. So let's not let the paradox of choice overwhelm us. Instead, let's use these strategies to make decision-making much easier again. You don't always have to make the perfect choice, and you're not going to, but you gotta make a choice. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I know choices aren't easy when you have a million thumbnails to click on in the browse section. You happen to choose mine, and I am so grateful. Maybe choose to give it a thumbs up too. I don't know, hell, subscribe to me if you haven't subscribed. Choose me over every other imitator because that's what they are. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll see you in the next video. Later.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What
It's-
do you want?